2.5 minutes of wasting my time. Hey, Joe. Good morning. Ray, put that beautiful face. Fuck. Sorry, guys. Let's start this again. I'm going to do the 30-second rundown. One, good morning. Thank God it's Saturday. Why do we always say Friday? Still got to work fucking Friday. Peter, good morning. I know, so tired. That's exactly what it is. Hey, Mike, good morning. Fuck. Anyway, last night at the Patriot meeting, I won this guy. And the reason why I went for this model in the raffle was because of the head. Now, I know that people have offered, and I'm going to reach out to Phil this weekend, see if I can, if he wants to send a few of them up, I'll gladly take them off his hands. But yeah, and that's where we are. Fuck. Goddamn, what an animated movie. Which movie are we talking about? Animated movie. Are you talking about me? Oh, you mean move like, okay, so like, first of all. Let's try that again. Let me start reading a little better. Animated move. I know I can get animated at times. Away to the flying field, 4 planes in the truck. Sounds like the name of a movie. Yeah, you. You. Anyway, good morning, guys. I'm definitely in a burned out place. It's been a wild week, work-wise, family-wise with the injury, trying to wrap up a model and, just all of it. But the good thing was the meeting last night was fabulous. Had a really fun time with the guys. So that was a good thing. Still parking. The elderly are motivated to be early. Damn those elderly. Right. All right, where was I? I got so much shit on this desk. I wish I was just 5% more motivated. I would start cleaning this fucking thing. Oh, well. Anyway. Happy Saturday. Hopefully everybody had a nice, hey, Nick, good morning. Hopefully everybody had a good Friday evening. Their work week went well. And hopefully this weekend will be a nice, peaceful one. And what did I do? I'm so totally losing my fucking mind. Let's see. I think I dropped more F-bombs this morning than I have in a while. And I am going to apologize for it. At the same time, it's kind of like, it's kind of par for the course. Hey, Mike, morning. Nick, morning. Good evening. Good evening, Edwin. How are you? Let's see. Let's bring some of this shit away. To do the presentation last night on the bat plane. Heard some good things from folks. I was always very happy to hear that. I don't produce models in order to be complimented, but of course, I'm not a dummy. I love hearing, people's thoughts, good and bad. Good evening, beautiful space noids. We survived, and good morning, beautifuls. We survived another rotation. We did. Mostly survived. What the fuck happened to the head? It's kind of wild. So the Vice is sitting here. Might be a short show today. I do what the fuck I'm going to work on. I'm going to just grab a model or something and start working on it because it's kind of crazy. Oh, there it is. Set it in a completely different area. Did we miss someone's birthday? I don't know. Did we? Whose birthday was it? Drop it in there. See the new tool hand vise from D-Spay. I think I've seen it. Went to doctor because I need to lose weight. We shall see the results in 30 days. You're going to be on a 30-day weight reduction. If you need to lose that much weight, really? Ooh. Finished my Fokker yesterday. Speaking of much swearing, yeah, glad it's done. Last night, we had a gentleman come by and gifted us a couple of really nice books, military history books, particularly World War II aircraft, and then also gifted us 3 balsa wood planes. So that tool does like 100 things. This is a new hand vise. Is it literally, Joe, is it something like this, except that it's got like a handle on it? Or is it something completely different? If it's something different, I'll go take a look at it. Radio print looks sweet. Stick and tissue or carved block? Stick and tissue. Oh, I like that term. Never heard that one. Yeah. Couple of, I guess must have been from the 70s or 80s, a couple of like 3 Gwillo kits. They all went like that. I'm a Panavice man myself. What's a Panavice? Yes, Nick. Ooh. All right, let's cut a piece of plastic here. I'm going to drop it in here this morning. There we go. It's a brand of hobby vise. Ah, got it. Panavice. Okay, I'll look that up as well. Got 2 things to look up today. If anyone else needs help converting to RC, give them my deets. Yeah. I did find that one of our guys last night is also he actually said it. Bart said last night, he goes, yeah, I also do RC. I'm like, oh, really? RC? He goes, yep. All right, cool. That's grooves in it for sanding. Grooves in it for sanding. I'll take a peek at that. Okay. Every weekend, I say when I'm pretty exhausted, I always come back with, I'm going to try to do this for as long as I can stay awake. It probably won't be the full session, and then it ends up being the full session. So we'll see. Unless I start crapping out early, this will be a full session. All right. Has that pilot bus in it that I got bronze pack on. Ooh, nice. I'm assuming you posted photos on Instagram on the IG. Put away the power tools. I think we got enough of that sanding done. I can live with the rest of it. Anyway, guys, how are things going? We got anything special planned for the weekend? Ray is going out and flying planes, but I don't post much. Nice. Okay, I hear you on that. I'm the same, and I know I owe Joe at least a couple photos of the plane, which I'll try to get to later today, time permitting. My wife is coming down today, so I'm kind of excited about that, having her back down here. I'm going to go long on this, and then we're going to cut some of it back. Said it today, having to get a bigger car. See for the boy growing too fast. Oh yeah. Yeah. Little kids don't like to stay small, do they? Yeah. You know, you might want to consider stop feeding them, but I don't think that will work. I'll set the field. I can jump on for a minute if you or anyone is interested. Y'all want to see what Ray's got going on? Let me know. Hopefully this will work. When he stands next to Mavis, he's already at her shoulders. Wow, that's cool. Why don't we do that? We'll get Ray to pop in for a minute or two. Give me 1 second here. Let's see. Have I ever done this before? We're going to see. Yeah, as long as he has pants on. Well, he might have a kilt on. You never know. Let's see if we can get... let's see. How do we actually get... This is something I needed to consider. How do we actually get somebody to be part of this? We can join live. I have no idea. We're going to figure it out. Give me a few. I'm on the road still. Okay. Might give me some time to actually figure out how to even do it. To allows? No, don't want that. Not now. Pop up dashboard, channel level settings. Nope. Send feedback. Nope. Manage. Manage. Expand menu. Okay, let's see what we got. That did next to nothing. I guess I'm gonna have to figure this one out. I'll have to play with it. I do not see how I can. That's gonna be to share the live stream itself. No, that's not what we want. That's just to publish that it's on. Yeah, I don't see how I'm not seeing it can be done on this. I'll have to investigate a little bit further, Ray. Sorry, brother. That's a bummer. Well, but it is something I think that is important because I know we've had that in the past when we were doing the Instagram thing, being able to share screens and to do like a co-lives. Bummer. All right, while we're waiting. Okay, we got that in. Let's see. We needed to get some brass, which I did get. Sounds like they will be making a Helldivers movie, which I hope they go with the concept they said, which every actor playing a Helldiver dies. If it's produced by Hollywood, that'll be interesting to see. All right, let's see. Show. Let's put this away. Man, I am genuinely not 100% there today. Let's get some wiring here. I'll grab some cat in a little bit too. Get the lead wiring. So I'm not looking to force an issue, but I do want to bring something up because basically from what I'm working on, it reminds me of something that we discussed last night. So last night I asked two of our members if they would like to do seminars at PatCon. I asked Tom Warchel if he would do an airbrushing 101 session, and I asked Peter if he would do a sort of a scratch building 101 session, just the basics of it. I had a decent conversation with Peter afterward about it, and what was interesting was we talked a little bit about it, and then we went back and forth, and until it's official, it's unofficial. And this isn't George is trying to to force the issue with Peter, but it's just the reason I'm saying this is because we talked about it. He goes, hey, by the way, I brought a couple things, and he had door vac kit, which he showed me was really nicely done, and the kit bashing and scratch building stuff that he did to it, including there's sort of this beam, this I don't know, this rod, this cannon rod thing. Apparently, you can invite a co-creator by sending them a link. Okay, are you a co-creator? And how do you send a link? Because right now I am not seeing places where I can do that, Ray. So he and there were about three of us kind of around him as he's describing, well, this is just a rod, and on top of that, I took these pieces from this, and I had these spare parts from that, and he's describing this, and I'm listening to it, and I'm like, how do you even so do you have a vision of what you want this to look like, and then you find the parts that go with it, or do you kind of like put parts together and go, oh, this will look good and this will look good? He goes, it's kind of a combination of the two. I'm not going to I don't want to misspeak for Peter, because I'm hoping Peter at some point, like I said, at PatCon, will be able to kind of define how he does things. But what I found fascinating was the way Peter described being able to do that kind of thing. It very much reminds me of listening to Tom earlier when he was talking about airbrushing his he had a Zaku there. Tom's paint work is fabulous. The same kind of idea, how that people have a way of gravitating to something and being able to pull that off, like and I'm listening to Peter, the way he's talking about how he found parts and did this, and he's describing this other concept that he's working on, and putting it together, and what his ideas are, and how it might be coming together, and the parts he's already put together on this thing. And I'm looking at all this, I'm like, see, I think I can do that if I have a plan in mind, like if I've got a base model, for example, and I kind of work from that model. But Peter doesn't go from a model. Peter goes from something beyond. Like Tom looks at a model and how he paints it, and it's beyond just whatever the base idea is on the box, or the cannon is for. And it's interesting because I look at people like that, and my first thought is there's a level of artistry and creativity there that I don't have. And the reason I'm bringing this up is because I'm thinking a lot about that as I'm going to start to greeble the wiring and all the stuff that comes out of this, because it's like, I guess in some very minuscule way, it's kind of like what Peter was describing, but without having that ability to create something completely unique. Anyway, fascinating conversation with Peter last night about that. It really hit home. Just listening to that, and just the way somebody's describing how, like, oh, like I'll put this part on, I'll look at it and say, oh yes, this is the way it kind of fits, and it has to fit in a way that looks like it's part of what I'm trying to do. It's fascinating. Anyway, I'm not sure if Peter's still on, but it was brilliant to hear that last night. I'm going to text you what Google said how to do it. Okay. I'm excited and nervous to give the talk. I can completely understand getting up in front of a crowd is not always the easiest thing, and to certainly especially when we come across as the expert, when you're in front of a crowd, to come across as the expert. All right. I'll take a quick peek at this. let's see if we can make this happen. If we can make this happen, great. And if we can't, we're going to do it at a later date. All right, Joe, from the looks of this right now, what you just described in this text that you sent me, it looks like this is something you have to do prior to starting this rather than while you're in the middle. Because I'm not seeing, oh, I take it back. Let's see what this does. I might be wrong. Let me take a look here. Okay, so looking at this right now in that edit, I saw the edit thing. This is very much like the basic editing at the very beginning. Ooh, let's see if I scroll down here. Playlist, audience, paid promotion. Are you paid promotion? Tags, languages, recording, licenses. There is nothing that I'm seeing here at the moment. Hey, Tom, good morning. Let's copy paste from Google Answer. Yeah. All right. So I'm going to take a look at this a little bit more in the future, because what I'm seeing right now is there is no way of inviting somebody at this stage, at least in the edit and the details and the customization. I'll take a look at that. Raise a commercial. You might be. What's going on, Tom? Anyway, yeah, Peter, I understand the nervousness. I do. Having done presentations for crowds and everything, it's not always easy. But I'm hoping that there'll be something that we can pull off. You know, going into having people join you live, it's possible. Ray was about to pop over to an RC meeting where he's going to be flying. I think it is the Fokker that you're going to be flying, right, Ray? And because of that, it's like, hey, maybe we can go live a little bit and see what's going on. But I'm gonna have to look into that a little bit more, how to have somebody kind of join at the same time while I'm on live, or how to prepare for it. Anyway. So yeah, it's once again, it's I keep coming back to, I guess, never say never. Oh, never say never. Absolutely. I do think it's I think I've mentioned this before, and I know I get poo-pooed from Phil every now and then about it, but I do think that there are people who have a certain creative bent. We all have creative bends, but maybe it's just how we envision that creative bend. Like, I look at the stuff that Peter is doing, the way Tom paints, the way Mike builds his models, the kind of level, the detailing that sometimes Nick goes to, or even some of these professionals, like Martin Kovac or Tim Harkins or whoever. And it's like, I'm not in that camp. So I'm always fascinated with people who have a certain level of capability. And I've had people turn to me, like last night on the bat plane. Well, a couple people said, that was really damn good. That's really impressive, including a couple of plane guys. And I'm like, man, I'm pretty happy. He goes, no, you did good. And this isn't me patting myself on the back. It's like, I know that I don't look at the level of work that I did on something as in the same league as some of these other guys who do some of this stuff. Feel like a news station now. What do you now? Breaking news. All right, we got that glued in. I'm going to trim it back in a little bit. I'll have wiring and stuff coming out of it. there'll be a variety of different wires and cables in here. The point is to actually have this thing. I'm going to assume there's a lot of stuff going in between the head and the chest. So inside of that neck area, there's going to be a fuck ton of stuff, right? Let's go to Ray with the RC report. Exactly. Like with anything, I think there has to be a way of doing some of this stuff. You know, I think it used to be easier in the past when they had the ability to go to what do they call it? StreamYard? No, there's something else that they used to use. Google had something which they finally killed and said, if you want to kind of do that kind of stuff, you have to go to a third-party product. And it's like, I'm not doing a third-party product. You know, I'm not paying $10, $20, $30 a month for that kind of thing. Just, it's not my thing. Anyway. But that is a bummer. Google Meet. Ken, again, whether it's Google Meet, Zoom, whatever it is, I don't think you can use Google Meet. I could be wrong. And then have it live broadcast to YouTube. I could be wrong. Again, this is all experimental shit that I've never really put a lot of focus into. But we might. Okay, let's get... So years ago, I picked these up. Music Nomad. Basically, guitar string cutters. Why? I don't know. I figured I picked up a couple bass strings. Let's pick these up too. Why? I think you can record a Zoom meeting and then potentially upload. Yes, that you can do. But can you go live from a Zoom into YouTube? And that I don't think you can do. I don't think you can do a feed into it. It got to the point everything needs to be profited off. Yeah. Really? Really, Tom? Is that the way it is? No. I think that's a very cynical way to look at life. And Tom, no, I don't think you're wrong. I don't think you're wrong. We're going to have a couple of these in here too. And literally, I'm just going to jam this thing in with various sizes of I don't think I'm going to do plastic except for that one large tube, but all sorts of lead wiring and brass wiring and copper wiring. Multiple people can be on the same YouTube stream, but I think the link has to be shared beforehand. Yeah. Okay. That's good to know because I got to see if I can find where that's done. If it's done inside of straight YouTube or if you have to go into YouTube Studio to do that. But I will look into it because I think it is something that, look, I'm not looking to be the only talking head. There are times when it's like, yeah, let's get other people involved here. I know Streamlabs has the multicast, but for money, I will look into the Google Meet. Thank you, Joe. You don't have to, brother, but I appreciate that you're doing it. Oh, my God. Anybody else tired? Got home a little late. So last night, let's talk a little bit about last night. I'm going to set this aside for a second. So last night we had one of our largest meetings. In fact, I had a couple members come to me and ask, how many members do we have currently? Remember, old Builder used to do with a live stream with others. I can DM him and get the details. Yeah, if you wouldn't mind. I know he used to do it with a guy down in Florida, a friend of his. What happened to your miniatures? What miniatures are we talking about? Do I have miniatures? So last night's meeting was really good. It was another packed house. Now I missed last month, but we had, I think, our largest meeting. I think we finally hit 40 people. Exhausted, slept to 5:10 this morning. Wow. The Gatling gun guy. Oh, that guy, he's still sitting up there. Why, Joe? Could I paint him? It's possible. I'm looking at him now, and it is still a possibility I may hit him with paint. I haven't fully given up on that like I did on the Era Comet. But we had our largest meeting, and we're now up to 76 members, which, if I think about that for a second, that means not including parents who come. Like we got a mom who brought her, I think they're brothers, and then a friend. So we had 40 people. We have 76 members. We have the majority of our members showing up to meetings. Which I remember when I said that, one of our guys, Tom Waver, he asked, and he's like, "Really?" I'm like, yeah. First of all, my hope, I'd like to get to 100. Why? It's a magic number. Is it important? No, but it's like a little goal. I would love to get our membership to 100 for a couple reasons, because I think what it shows is that we're a growing club, we're a growing concern. I think we're doing things right. Look, we've got everybody. We got we got kids, we got guys in their deep 70s. We've got obviously Gundam builders and miniature Warhammer guys. 100 for syndication. I don't know about that. But I think it continues to show strength. And I think the other thing that it does for us is it shows depth. I don't know what other clubs are like, but I'm very confident that we have one of the most, I'm going to caution myself when saying this. I'm not saying we're ethnically diverse, and I'm not saying we have as many women involved as well, but we have, generally speaking, we've got between 2 and 4 women showing up every meeting. So we are relatively diverse. We're diverse in our capabilities. We're diverse in our subject matters. We're diverse in how we approach the hobby. And I think every time, and I get pushback. I did this last night. We did again another introduction. We had another new member join us last night, and we are, I think, continuing to show that because we're inviting and we all have a love for the hobby. I don't care what you build. The one guy did bring something interesting last night, which I'll talk about in a second. But I think we're bringing all this really cool stuff, and our tables are packed with traditional diorama, vignette, Gundam, wargaming, a lot of it. Now, do we have everything? No, but we continue scratch building. Oh, Peter, next month, gonna bust on Peter. You got to put something on that table every month. Not just kidding, Peter. But we got a lot of fun stuff going on that table, and I think the diversity of what we bring in is pretty impressive. What's also fascinating is the facility that we're in. We have a church hall that we use. We're starting to cap out, like maximize. Do we need a larger space? Now, you work with the fortunes that you have. How are people finding us? Is the club promoted somewhere other than the website? George, you push it for it, so you get that. This isn't and we'll get to that in a second as well. You can live stream with guests on mobile devices easily. On computer is trickier. Yeah, and I'm doing it now on a computer. Thank you, Tom. We are gonna continue that conversation about how to make this thing a broader thing. I don't have a problem with. The only thing I don't want to do is I don't think I can do it every day with having somebody on, but I think it is something that I would like to, like with Instagram, have somebody be able to pop in. Hey, Keel, good morning. So no, Peter asked a great question. How are people finding us? I think it's a combination of a few things. I think it's one, we have we've got people who are in the Gundam community who are actually saying this ain't a bad club. Some of the newer guys like Mason, like Rich, like Phil, who are drawing in that 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 non-traditional crowd, right? I think our website has improved. If anybody has, this isn't proselytizing. I would love to get people's input on the website. I'm not looking to be hypercritical. Oh, hey, have you, it's like, does it feel like at least it's something that's drawing you in? Part of my own, understanding of marketing 101, the first photo when you pop onto our website is of a table of models and a bunch of our members standing behind smiling, because I want people to understand that we are an inviting group. So I think our website is getting a little bit more traction. I think we're seeing some traditional members coming back, returning to the hobby as well. So that's great. So I think it's coming from a variety of different places, Peter. I'm hoping that PatCon is also part of that draw. The new website is so much better. I think it's more effective. Yeah, I think better is like, yes, I agree, it is better, but I think it's also subjective. I think it's a more effective tool than what we had before, because I think we didn't show what it is that we are, And unfortunately, when you have a website, it's always about, the thought is, if you follow a lot of different websites, it's always about the product or the service that you're trying to offer. But if you look at the best websites, they're all showing people enjoying that product or service. That's what sells. You have happy people doing something. Hey, hey, I got this tablet and I'm using it. Look at, I got a big smile on my face as I'm doing something. What are you selling? It doesn't fucking matter, but I'm happy doing it. That's kind of what we're trying to do too. Keel, what's going on, brother? It's been a little while. I'm sorry I missed you last week. Oh my God, we've been back a week. Just over a week. Oh, man. But I think PatCon has also been a big draw for us too. I think having also now the marketing pull from the American Heritage Museum, it's been a big plus. Mason was on Built Sideways pitching PatCon. I know, he's second year in a row and he's done a fabulous job with it. I very much dislike raised rivets. I love raised rivets. Why do you dislike them so much, Tom? I love them. It's the worst that happens. You add more. I sanded one off. I'm going to add one on. It's fun. I'm shoveling shit, but I'm smiling so you can tell I've lost my mind. Nice. I'd like to think I'm not shoveling shit, at least. But yeah, I think the American Heritage Museum got a lot of attraction in the traditional guys. Mason's our ambassador. Yeah, in many ways, he really is. Get out, Tom. I know exactly, Mike, right? Get out, Tom. Come on, fuck off. Been busy end of year stuff with the college and doing projects around us. Yeah. It's interesting. I hear you, man. There's always something, right? Always something. But Keel, I hope all is well. Hope all is well with your son in particular. Not the pin drop size. And there are 40 on each side of the seam. Oh, Tom. You know what? I don't think it's necessary, but I'm going to say it. Nick, you have my permission to say whatever you want to Tom. Send all the rivets off and recess each one at a time. Right. Not to sound like a pig, but be a man, Tom. So, yeah, I think we're in I don't know. I'm happy with the direction we're going, and we'll leave it at that. Very, very happy. Let's yeah, exactly. I'm laughing too. I wonder if you can rent out a spot at a mall or some shop front? I'm assuming you can. It only takes money. What are you looking to rent it out for? Okay. Actually thinking I'm going to do a lot of smaller tubes in there and then do the bigger stuff on the outside. All right, let's get some brass. I am tempted to fill the rest of this area with blue tack just to support everything. And then just pack it with some kind of like glue. I might do that. We'll see. That would be 400. I'm not insane like Nick. That's probably true. No, for you guys, for a bigger spot, or are you thinking bigger gymnasium? I'm thinking we find another church hall or something like that. I mean, the first is some of it's cost, right? Like you're saying, rent a space in a mall. It's like, yeah, we're not spending per meeting like hundreds of dollars. Could we? Yes. One of the things about our organization, which is surprising, it's like we've amassed a massive amount of money. And every time we try to pay things down, it's like our number isn't shrinking. I'd like to shrink it down only because I don't want to have that much there just in case we get hit by the IRS. Logan is doing amazing on his second year of doctor physical therapy. That's awesome. So Keel, is he graduating at the end of second year and then going into some kind of residency, or what's the next steps? Isn't wearing gold chains? Yeah. Gold chains. Insane, you say, probably right, since I basically did 1,000 rivets by hand, then jumped right into doing it again on an even larger kit. And everybody wonders why Nick has a twitch. Yeah, that work is totally worth it, though. All right, we got some brass rod here we're going to pull out. We got lead wire as opposed to LED wire. Got me some can I get some guitar string in here? I don't know, can I? Ooh, that might work. Look at this. Part of a bass guitar string. I got two of them. This is the thinner side. That's the thicker side. I'm not going to go to the thicker one, but I think we might use some of this. Yeah. When is your TED Talk on rivets? Yeah, exactly. I got springs. Oh, I love springs. I forgot I got springs too. Including is this a 1 millimeter? Ooh, that could work. Got some springs too. We'll toss them out. See what happens. I will say the high Q parts springs are really nice because they're a thinner wire and have a lot more springiness to them. These would be better for things like hoses and shit. In fact, you know what? Leave that one out. I want to get more of those too at some point. Anyway. I'm going to start with this. And I'm going to probably have two different types of springs coming out of there too. So I guess I'm kind of doing what Peter and I just were discussing last night, which is I'm kind of looking at it's like, what would work well in here? Okay, let's see. I got talked off the ledge last night with regards to adding rivets to my helicopter, thanks to Richard and Pip. talked off the ledge? In terms of what? Like they suggested, yes, do Adam, or did they say, no, you don't have to? Do I feel that it's a rabbit hole everyone should experience on their own? If you know too much, you would never want to do it. I don't know. So notice today the wire I have has a Joanne Fabrics tag on it. Yeah, bye-bye, Joanne. Yeah, he will finish his master's in anatomy end of summer, then his DPT next summer, then residency 3 for 10 weeks, then walk December 2026. Wow. Dude, that's like right around the corner. That's a year and a half. That's fabulous skill. Very much. That's fantastic, man. Like, don't bother with it, i.e. riveting sucks and it isn't worth it. That's funny. I think last night Richard was talking about one of the he did a 1/144th scale plane. Hold on a second. Hold a second. Guys, I'm gonna put you on mute. I'll be right back. All right. Hey, Light. Good day. How are you? Your real friends always recommend rivets. I would say the same thing. Though Richard last night was pretty cool about guys, just as an FYI, that was my wife. She's driving down. I want to definitely catch her. So we'll probably be on about 15, 20 minutes, and then I'm going to call it a session. So I'm sorry. So last night, Richard was talking about scale and the panel lines in the plane that he had done. And I've read something recently, the same thing. If you're dealing with a 1/144 scale plane, it's like getting rivets on that might be kind of tough. And even if you did it, can you make them scale accurate? Might have been telling me what I already wanted to hear. Yeah, exactly. Because then when you actually produce something and you put her on the table and they're like, probably would have looked a little bit more accurate if you had rivets on it. You know? All right. Okay, first thing we're going to do, I think we're going to hack back on some of this. Thanks, Oshi. I'm all right. Trying to remember it's a weekend. How's everyone? Yeah, good question. It's a weekend, which is good. I think we all kind of, hopefully all appreciate it. I know Charles works on a weekend, but generally it's nice to have a weekend, right? We all I think we deserve it. Only if you're truly insane. I don't know about that. Anyone says that, I'm letting the air out of their tires. You're just going to let the air out. You're not going to slash them at least. Okay, that's fine. Peter, let's be pretty cool with you. You did, said like Matthew McConaughey. Nice. But yeah, I'm glad we're in the weekend. All right, we're going to do a little bit of damage on this thing. To just kind of hack back on this thing until I get it to the point where it feels right. So I don't remember anybody saying anything about doing anything fun this weekend. I know Nick said that he's going to go out and get a baby seat for a growing baby boy of his. Anybody else got anything special planned? Yeah, I see you missing some rivets in that spot. Exactly. That's exactly the problem with it, right? You get called out on that. Oops. All I'm doing is just hacking back on some of this stuff in a way that I think we're going to actually have. I'm going to have to re-glue some of this thing back in. I have locked the doors. Anthony Sermoshi builds a Gundam. Hey, Anthony, welcome. Hello, and good morning to everyone. Good morning, Anthony. How are you? Also, a dishwasher gets replaced. Are you doing your own replacement? Or are you having somebody replace it for you? I'm assuming the former, not the latter. A couple of years ago when we had ours crap out, it's like by the time we actually got it, had it delivered, had somebody set it up, my wife and I are like, let's just fucking pick it up and we'll take care of it ourselves. It's an all-day project, but we did get it done. Doing well, thank you. Hope you are also. I am, thank you. I'm here. It's a weekend. I'm talking with friends and colleagues. I'm working on a model. You know, can you complain much? Probably, but I'm not going to because I'm actually in a pretty okay place right now. I'm doing it. Yeah. Ugh. I think that sucks. Ugh. Okay, we are going to blue tack this thing into place, and then we're going to glue it all in later. Let's see. Tom, maybe don't embarrass your daughter. Yeah. Getting shorts and training bra for my daughter. Oh, I missed that part. Oh, hold a second. Boy, I missed a few things. Sorry, guys. Hey, Ken, good morning. Wow, you guys definitely are flying through here. Yes, you're missing some rivets in that spot. Kill, hot, laughing. Oh, guys. Oh, Boy, I missed a few comments. I apologize. Dishwasher getting replaced. A lot of time. Oops, here we go. Missed on this. A lot of weekends were inconvenient. You typically can't even make a dental appointment on the weekend where I live, but a weekend is a weekend, and it should be nice to have a scheduled break. Yeah. Would it be nice if you could schedule something like that, like doctor's appointments and shit on a weekend? I mean, I get it. They have lives, but I don't know. Crazy. Good morning to everyone. Good morning, Anthony. I have locked the doors. Doing well. Thank you. Hope you are also. Yes, I am. I'm doing it. Ugh, Nick, that sucks. Maybe don't embarrass your daughter. Yeah. I don't do the bra shopping thing with my kids now. It's like my wife goes and does all that stuff with them. Thank God. So we have 45 minutes because I replaced them often. Yeah, it's a skill that you've learned. Absolutely, Joe. We can all complain, but who really wants to hear old men complain? That's right. But you know what? What's good about that, Anthony? Sometimes these kids need to hear from us old men saying, kids, let me complain a bit here. I'm working on a tank Notchin Type 7. First snap in a while. Nice. Keel, do you have anything else on the bench, or is this sort of just like a little get back into it hobby project? I'm not getting it. Wife is nice. So what are you doing? You're just doing to be the chauffeur? Awesome. I love it. Joe, replacing the dishwasher is much easier than hand washing all the dishes for the last month. Oh, fuck yeah. Dude. It's like, okay, fine. We'll hand wash dishes for a while. You do that for a day and it's like, I'm done with this. Sure seems like appliances don't last as long as they used to, and the repair cost is usually close to the price of a new one. So wasteful. Yeah, 100%, Peter. By the way, from a conversation I had with somebody who's in the industry, that is exactly what's going on. OGO Sorcerer is not on Criterion. I had to buy it on a platform. Okay, fine. I've actually got it coming through my library. I've rented it out. I'm just waiting for it to show up. That is true. Chauffeur and credit card. Seriously, this thing lasts like 5 years, then had electrical issues, turns on only when it wants, then the pump and solenoid went out, $500 repair, unit was $600 on sale for $290. Yeah. Unless you go out and buy one of those $2,000 or $3,000 ones, right? And I remember Joe and I were talking about this when I had my replaced, and he's like, "Don't waste your fucking money." I love it. I don't think shopping for your teenage daughter should be embarrassing for fathers, brothers, uncles. To be fair, make doctors exist in hospitals, and we sure don't want them to be distinguishing gender. You know what, male doctors? You know what? You're 100% right. Like, first of all, I just don't care to do it, personally speaking. And I'll put it this way: my wife and daughters enjoy going out clothes shopping in general. I'm not that guy. It's like, it's not my thing. Now, will I go with them? Absolutely. Will I hang out with them? Yes. Are there times when it's like, you guys are going to be in here for about half an hour and I can only deal with so much of walking around in crowds and looking at clothing? I'm going to step outside. I'm going to see if I can find a place to sit or go do my own shopping. New one is way nicer. Yeah. If I got one that has 2-3K, it would be nicest thing in the house. Yeah, I know. But also, it's like, they're not worth it. That's the funny part. That's the funny part. They ain't worth it. But well put. And thank you for that bit of you are correct, that bit of enlightenment. I got a few things that need to be painting that are complete. About 7 different projects haven't had. Yeah. I feel you on that one, Keel. Well, hopefully they'll get done sooner rather than later. All right, guys, I got about 5 minutes. I'm going to call it a session. Boy, we're having good conversation today too. We'll have to continue this tomorrow. Nick, is it aluminum interior? It's only embarrassing for her. If I start saying stupid things like, "Hey, look, she's getting a training," that's why we don't do that kind of stuff, Tom. Joe, it's stainless and spoiler alert: expensive appliances don't last any longer these days. That's exactly it. I've had clients ask me all the time because, we provide a lot of TVs, and they're like, "So how long does a TV last?" Well, it used to last anywhere from, if you think about the old picture tube sets, they used to last anywhere from 10 to 20 years, right? Then TVs were anywhere from around, say, 10 to 12 years. Now they're, I think, between 6 and 12, maybe. Gee, that TV went awfully easily. Yeah. You really think that they're putting in the same level of quality? You're getting all these features and the price hasn't gone up significantly? You think they're making compromises? Yes, they are. Let's see. Okay, good. That is an updated. A couple Gundam and a bunch of cars. Bunch of cars. See, that's kind of cool, Keel. I know you were working on at least a car the last time we spoke. Okay. Like I said, I'm just jamming this thing in with blue tack. And what the blue tack is going to do is just allow for this to have a place where I can get wires to kind of stick in and kind of, just to have a surface to kind of attach to. I'm going to keep doing this for a while, and then I'm going to call it a session after that. Because they don't build them like compact, or no. A lot of that stuff isn't built the same way anymore. Oh, that's like cars. You can no longer get compact cars. You can't get compact cars that last a long while. My 54 is finally dying after 54 is finally dying after a couple of years. A bunch of cars. I'm just making sure I'm not missing anything. No longer get compact cars. Trying to turn blue because they don't build them like compacts anymore. Increase in size every year. Yes, but I don't think that's the reason why cars don't last as long either. All right, a couple more little bitty doodads here. A blue tack. Blue tack is your friend. For only a few years, you can get the replacement parts. You can't get. Yeah, exactly. You know, we've actually been asked, well, can't, you know, every now and then when we're asked to do a repair on something, it's like, can't you just get something from eBay? It's like, I'm not going to sell you anything from eBay because as soon as it fails, then I own the problem. No way. Now, if you'd like to do that, you're certainly welcome to. But I'm not going to repair anything unless I can get new parts that I can get warranted from a manufacturer. But at the same time, we're not doing repairs nearly as much on more basic equipment because it's not financially feasible to do so. All right, this is now packed with blue tack. I'll show you in just a second. Okay. And now what this acts as a foundation for being able to stick stuff in. I'm sorry, one last part. I got to put some into the tubing itself, and then we're done. We get a compact car for under 15K, and they are not even under 20K, but are the size of mini tanks. Yeah, they are much larger. Old cars don't last as long. Due to all the electronics in there. Yep, that is true. Upon band 3 rat rods, right? The rat rods. A lowered international scouts. Oh, and an anti-gravity vehicle. Love it. I would hate for the world to end up like it did in Wall-E. Tech was a downside for our character. Oh, I agree, like 100%. It sometimes feels like we are moving in that direction. Don't seem to make small pickups anymore either. Just the emotional support vehicle size. You lowered a scout. Should I get a job as a tanning bed repair technician? Yeah, exactly. All right, guys. Last bit going in here, and then we're going to call it a session. All right, my friends. Yeah, looks crazy. All right, guys. Thank you so much for being on this morning. I do appreciate it. Like I said, I'm going to get going here so I can go hang out with my wife for a little bit while she's driving down, and then she'll be here in a couple hours, hopefully. So, guys, go out there and do good. Stay safe and stay sane. Thanks for being on this morning. Crazy world. Getting crazier. Danny Bed Repair Technician saves people from being burnt, though I don't condone. Yeah, I'm kind of in that same camp. But go out there and do good. Brighten the world as much as you possibly can. Every day, it's getting nuttier, crazier, more insane. Do what you can to make it better. Everyone has a great day today. See you all next time. All righty, Anthony, take care. Thanks for popping in. Bye, Light. Take it easy, Nick. Later's Tom. Later, Ken. But brighten the world as much as you can. Try to make somebody's day a better day, not a shittier day, right? Do good, enjoy, and I will catch you tomorrow morning. Peace.